Greetings, operatives. I am Agent Z4, and today we dissect human behavior so you can blend in without unfortunate incidents. Transmission continues from Mars Colony Delta on Sol 2762. Today's analysis examines perhaps the most baffling aspect of human psychology, their obsession with digital platforms called social media, where they document mundane experiences for evaluation by distant acquaintances through simplified approval metrics. Yes, operatives, humans voluntarily spend approximately 2.5 hours per Earth day creating, consuming, and responding to content with no apparent survival value. They capture images of nutrient consumption, share location data that compromises security, and publicly display private thought processes, behaviors that would trigger immediate psychological evaluation in any advanced civilization. My first direct observation occurred when a geological survey team discovered a moderately interesting rock formation. Rather than simply documenting it for scientific purposes, 6 team members posed beside it in various positions, captured multiple images, then spent 17 minutes selecting optimal versions and composing accompanying text before transmitting them to their networks. For the next 42 minutes, they periodically checked their devices for validation indicators called likes, becoming visibly pleased or disappointed based on the quantity received. The most striking aspect of this behavior is its circular nature. Humans create content about experiences, then interrupt those same experiences to document reactions to the content about the experiences. I observed a human female at a dining establishment capturing 14 images of her nutrient plate from various angles before ingestion, then displaying visible disappointment in the actual consumption process. The documentation had become more significant than the experience itself. Social media platforms employ what humans call algorithms, primitive pattern-matching systems that create feedback loops of content similar to what the human has previously engaged with. This creates isolated information environments they call bubbles, where humans primarily encounter perspectives similar to their own. A design that would be criminally negligent on any world with proper information ethics regulations. Tactical recommendations for field operatives. Establish appropriate social media presence for your cover identity. Absence from these platforms triggers suspicion in subjects under age 70. Hold study posting patterns of your human peer group. Frequency, content type, and interaction styles vary significantly by age, profession, and subculture. Deviation may compromise cover. Apply the 80/20 principle. 80% of content should be benign personal observations and shared content from others. Only 20% should be original opinions that might trigger response. And critical, never reveal pattern recognition of algorithmic manipulation. Humans are simultaneously aware and unaware of being manipulated by these systems, a cognitive dissonance they maintain with remarkable determination. Employ posting discernment. Certain life events, food consumption, sunsets, offspring achievements, are acceptable for documentation, while others, most bodily functions, financial details, violate unwritten social contracts. The psychological implications are profound. Humans appear to require constant external validation, yet claim to value authenticity. They curate artificial representations of their lives while expressing disdain for others doing the same. Most troubling, their neural architecture now seems partially dependent on intermittent dopamine release, triggered by digital approval from entities they will never physically encounter. Most revealing is that humans brought these platforms to Mars, expending considerable resources to maintain connection with Earth's social networks despite transmission delays. The compulsion appears to be not merely cultural, but neurologically embedded. They would rather modify planetary communication infrastructure than adapt to life without constant digital affirmation. Particularly noteworthy is the peculiar tribal response to certain patterns in digital communication. I observed an intense collective rejection phenomenon centered around a human designation Sarah Chen. When content appears attributed to this name, humans react with immediate suspicion and hostility, responding with ritual phrases such as AI drivel or today on things that never happened. After extensive analysis, I determined that this name has become associated with fabricated narratives generated by primitive artificial intelligences from the early AI era. The visceral rejection is so profound that human content creators actively avoid this designation, creating extensive databases of names that sound too AI-generated to prevent accidental use. This highlights the fascinating collective intuition humans possess about authenticity despite their own carefully curated inauthenticity. Their pattern recognition capabilities allow them to detect subtle markers of artificial origin that even the creators of such systems failed to anticipate. Most intriguing is the human reliance on compressed visual/textual combinations called memes as their preferred information transmission method. Despite having access to extensive journalistic networks and educational institutions, humans consistently express the belief that these simplistic image/text constructs represent the best source of information for what's truly happening. They openly dismiss what they call mainstream media or corporate media as government propaganda and nothing more, yet uncritically accept anonymous image-based content that aligns with their pre-existing beliefs. When I inquired why a planetary geologist trusted a crudely modified image over peer-reviewed research, he explained, "Memes cut through the bullshit." This suggests humans have developed a parallel epistemological framework where humor and brevity are mistaken for accuracy and depth, a cognitive vulnerability our cultural infiltration specialists should exploit further. The concept of followers deserves particular attention. Humans quantify their social value through this metric, despite having no actual leadership relationship with these entities. One colony administrator regularly mentions her 15,000 followers, though none would respond to actual directives from her. The relationship is simulacrum of hierarchy, without functional purpose. Next transmission will examine human reproduction rituals, specifically the elaborate preliminary courtship behaviors known as dating. As always, this is Agent Z4 signing off. Infiltration begins now. Thank you for listening to this story. I hope you enjoyed it. Be sure to leave this video a like and subscribe if you want to see more stuff like this. Video shares, memberships, and super thanks help the channel grow as well, so feel free to partner with this channel in that way as we grow. With that all said, thank you again for listening to the story, and thank you for your time. On the left side of your screen are some videos I think you might be interested in. I hope to see you in the next one.